And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Philly Pete here, live on Pete's Power Plays on World Hockey Report today, June 10th, 2022 edition. Thursday afternoon in the East, rise and shine out west, 9 a.m. out west, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 12 o'clock on the East Coast. I'm Philly Pete. I'm your host once again for this Thursday edition of Pete's Power Plays on World Hockey Report today. This show, as always, is sponsored by SeatGeek. Use our promo code WHR at the checkout. When getting your first purchase, you'll save up to $20 on your first purchase of tickets. Go hit that up today. SeatGeek. Use the promo code WHR at the checkout, and you'll save up to $20 on your first purchase. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. I'm live. Great to be back. Another Friday edition. Man, what a week it's been. Bolts. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's been rocking and rolling. This team right now has been unbelievable. I mean, shutting down the Rangers left to right. They stayed out of the power play. They stayed out of the box last night. And that's how they win these games. That's how the Bolts win these games. So I'll talk about that on the show today. My recap from last night as well. Avalanche resting peacefully right now as they are awaiting the winner of this series. And, of course, Rangers Lightning Game 6 preview and the best bets for tomorrow. So, of course, we're going to have a good game here tonight. So, Liam Wolf, yes, you are first, my man. But, like always, come on by. Pete's Power Plays live on World Hockey Report today, June 10th edition. If you have a bet for the weekend, we have one game on the ice, but I will give you two bets for today for Saturday's show. Hell, I might even give you guys a clip. On Saturday, I will be down by the Jersey Shore, so you might see a nice Philly Pete little, beach clip for giving out my best bets on Saturday. So be on the lookout for that if I don't get to that today. But, like I always say, throw them out. Give us your best bets, what you're leaning at for Saturday. It's going to be difficult for this Rangers team. Vasilevsky looked on point. And like I said, I mean, this Lightning team is shutting the Rangers down now. Unders have been cashing out as of late. The last 4 games have been unders. Vasilevsky has been unbelievable as well as of late. And on top of that, the Lightning have been out of the box, and that's how they are winning these games. But first, NHL recap from last night. Clients had 2 half-unit plays. And then, of course, the show plays, or should I say the video clip plays that I gave out to you guys yesterday. And let's kick that off. Let's kick it off for you guys. The Bolts on the money line, and they win that one. And the under 6.5 goals, same game parlay at plus 155 cashes out. The lone cash out, of course. I mean, again, these conference finals, these conference finals, East and West, have been very difficult to cap. And like I said, I mean, the first round and the second round were pretty good to us. But we get into the latter half of the second round, and then all of the conference rounds, it's been truly, truly difficult. That's just how it works. That's just how it's been. It's tough. But I'm glad that we cashed this out at plus 155. That was on the clip yesterday. So, and of course, the Nikita Kucherov shots on goal over 3.5 at plus 130. That was a great value because it opened up at plus 130 as soon as I gave you guys the clip. And then by puck drop, maybe a couple hours beforehand, it dropped to minus 110. A huge 40-cent movement in Nikita Kucherov's overshot at 3.5. So I love that value there. And unfortunately, we got a shot taken away. He ended up with 3 shots on goal, unfortunately. But if that other shot counted, we would have cashed that out. But of course, a shot got taken away, and we were just 1 shot shy of sweeping that. So, it is what it is, and it's all good, all good. So, we'll bounce back. But you did win some money last night. Plus 155 value. All right, some of those that are $100 bettors walked out with $55. So, take it with a grain of salt. It's okay. We're positive on the night last night, and we'll keep that rolling into tomorrow. But Kucherov, over 3.5 shots on goal, that loss, unfortunately. And then the clients had 2 half-unit plays. First period over 1.5 at plus 110 for a half a unit. I love that play. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, no one. I had the under. Like I said, I was on the full game under for this same game parlay. Okay, I did. But just something about this game last night. Plus 110, it was great value for a first period over. Unfortunately, didn't get there, not even close. But for a half unit, it was worth a shot. And then Mika Zibanejad, over 2.5 shots on goal at minus 160. That was a half a unit loss as well. He's been doing this all series. Well over 2.5 shots on goal, over 3 goals. I mean, he was doing it in the last couple games. And unfortunately, last night, he only had 1 shot on goal. So that just shows you that the Bolts are tuning it down. Their check game is on point, 5-on-5, staying out of the box. That's how they're winning, and that's why they're winning. And Vasilevsky is just lights out at the moment. 1 goal last night, 1 goal in Game 4. I mean, Game 6, hey, I want to give you guys my preview, but that'll be later on in the show. Could he have a shutout? I mean, it's very possible. He's on his point, and I just think it's tough to stop these Bolts now. They got their road win. They're going to come home. Amalie Arena is going to be rocking and rolling, and I do feel like the Bolts end this series, and they go on to a 3rd straight Stanley Cup final. So a few questions real quick from Mr. W. Marco, if I'm saying that correctly. I thought it was over for the Rangers, took the shotgun of the Bolts. And I mean, Tampon Bay. I love it. I love it. A lot of people say that. It's funny. I have family in Jacksonville, but they are Tampa Bay fans because there's no Jacksonville hockey team besides the Icemen, who they do like. But Tampon Bay, they've heard that a lot, and it's actually kind of funny. I really do like that. I mean, as soon as that, again, it was that first goal last night, I mean, right off the bat of the Rangers, just lit it up for the Rangers and the fans. Everyone was going nuts in MSG. I mean, that's just the way to start a game. And then not too long after, you had Sergachev come out and listen. Let's silence the crowd, okay? Let's silence them a little bit. 7 minutes, closer to the end of the second period, tie up this game at 1-1. Unassisted too, and I believe it was shorthanded. So I mean, that right there blew off the torches at MSG. And then of course, the last 2 minutes of the game, you had Palat scoring a goal, and then last but not least, Hagel with that 3rd goal, practically to wrap it up. I mean, it's truly, truly remarkable what the Bolts have done, and they got their road win. Cody, I mean, Game 6 props. I will talk about that later on. A couple of mine, probably Kucherov over 3.5 shots on goal again. You got to imagine, these guys coming at you, and maybe even a Rangers prop. Maybe Zibanejad gets over 2.5 shots on goal because if they're down, they're going to be pulling the goalie late, and we expect to see more shots on goal. So we'll talk about that later with you guys. Again, barge on in. Let me know what you guys like here. But all in all, last night we go 1-3 with a minus 0.75 unit loss. So again, not bad, less than a unit loss. I mean, it could have been better if we get that Kucherov shot on goal that counted for us. But it is what it is. He ends with 3. That 4th shot on goal got taken away. It is what it is. That's just what happens when you bet. I mean, it's all for the fun of it. You do lose. NHL playoffs so far, 95 wins, 99 losses, and 7 pushes. Just about 13 units down, a little bit over 13 units down, 13.05 to be exact in the playoffs. So the playoffs have been way up and down. First round, we were great, up 15 units. Now we're down a little bit over 13 units. But it's just how it's been. The playoffs are a different world. So when you think about it. But and then, of course, the NHL year-to-date, if you've been following me all year, you've been cashing out pretty darn large. 914 wins, 816 losses, and 49 lovely pushes. Gives me a grand total currently of plus 71.3 units overall in the season. Still one heck of a season as we get towards the end of the NHL season, unfortunately. That's just how it is. All right, I want to get to you guys. Donnell, what's up? Didn't watch the game since I was at work, but the Rangers may be showing their experience. I guess the Lightning coming from a diehard New York fan. I watch his local hockey of the New York Rangers, Islanders, and their Devils. Well, I mean, for a fact that don't get me wrong, but and good afternoon to you as well. Rangers were, they've been scoring 3+ goals in all their home games until last night. It was going to end eventually, and it did. Not even close. Not even hitting 3 goals at all. They got 1 goal, and they got shut down after that. I'm just glad to see that. All good things come to an end. That's what they all say. But the fact that they are just such a different team at home, I mean, it just shows you that this team is just very good. They're very competitive, of course, and just the fact that they could just kind of like run teams out of their arena, and the Bolts coming in here, hostile environment at MSG where it gets loud, it gets rowdy, a lot of history, of course. Rangers fans ready to get back to the cup finals, and they just fall short. I mean, Tampa Bay just literally quiet the heck out of that fan base last night, and it's just how it is. Thoughts on why the Rags are crashing? Like I just said, I mean, they're getting shut out. I mean, defense has been on point for Tampa. They're staying out of the box. They didn't have many. Last time I checked, they might have had 1 or 2 penalties last night, Tampa, and that was that. As long as the Bolts stay out of the box and play 5v5 hockey, they're going to win these games. And the Rangers couldn't even convert last night at all. And just because of the Bolts staying out of the box, the Rangers absolutely couldn't do anything. And Vasilevsky was on his game. Tampa just played amazing defense, and they're starting to get their wake up call, and they're feeling it. I think they're smelling that Stanley Cup once again. And Rangers looked defeated last night. They did. They gave it their all. You could just tell, and they just looked defeated after that game. They looked tired, and I mean, I hate to say that the series is over. I mean, I think we all would love to see a Game 7, but personally, I just think that defense is stepping up at the right time for Tampa. Vasilevsky is playing like how he should be, and they're staying out of the box. That's a key statement right there, is that the Bolts are staying out of the box because their 5-on-5 hockey is absolutely outrageously great. That's how it is, and that's why they're winning. That's why they're winning these games. So yeah, it's just tomorrow. Don't know. New game, of course. New Game 6 tomorrow. We're in Tampa. It's tough for me to think. I just think that Rangers had a great season, and my bets, of course, are kind of foreshadowing, because I do think that the Lightning do win the series tomorrow, and I just think the Rangers had to win this game last night. They started off strong, and then Tampa just showed their experience, no problem, and staying out of the box. Like I said, because I want to keep stressing that to you guys, that staying out of the box, and Tampa, a 5-on-5 team, is just so superior. It's flawless. And that's why they won the game last night, 3-1. So, unfortunately, I do think that Tampa wins tomorrow night, and they advance to a 3rd straight Stanley Cup Finals. Short and sweet. All right. Let me ask you this: in the Stanley Cup Finals, do you think the Avalanche will be a favorite? Yeah, I mean, I think right off the bat they're going to be favored. I really do. They had a long layoff. I have a segment with the Avalanche coming up soon, but yeah, I think right now, from what I'm seeing, per DraftKings, per BetMGM, all these books that I'm seeing that are foreshadowing this series and the Stanley Cup, Rangers, no doubt. I think from what I saw, if possible, Colorado would open up at -225 to win the series, and Rangers would be +180, +185, somewhere in the ballpark. And I think I saw the Avs, if they were to play the Lightning, Avs would be -175, -170, -175-ish. And Bolts will be at +150 to win the Cup. So, again, Avs are still huge favors. And the long layover as well, resting up so much, is obviously advantage to Colorado there as well. So, fake peanut butter news. What's up, my man? Tampa, yeah, I think so too. I do believe that Tampa does wrap it up. Yeah, so I mean, if the Rangers do win, if the Rangers lose the series, they did take terrible penalties. I get it. Maybe playing a little bit of can you see me? Can you not? We're up 2-0. Let's see what we can do. Little lackluster. I think the Rangers didn't take full advantage of that, and they ended up losing 3-2. Lightning took Game 3 3-2, but that could have been the Rangers game as well. Rangers were well in that game. They could have taken a 3-0 lead. but they didn't. They didn't, and they just looked sloppy, and that's what turned around this whole entire series. And they took that to heart, absolutely, and that's why I think Tampa wins 4 straight and wraps up the series tomorrow. Yeah, Rangers just, they didn't convert in game 3, and I feel like that's what killed their vibe. I think so too. Is it worth a shot? I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. My clients currently have a 1-unit play on a series. It is the Avs Bolts at plus 120 to meet in the Stanley Cup. So Avs obviously are in, and now if the Bolts get in, they cash out plus 120 odds to as a Stanley Cup future matchup at plus 120 for a unit. So they're looking good there. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like the hedge. I like the hedge if I do have a team in the final. So obviously, if the Bolts win, we cash that out at plus 120. So a part of me wants me to take the Rangers. And honestly, if I'm looking at DraftKings right now, and I'll get to the game, like I said, and the odds, but them to cover the puck line at plus 1.5 is at minus 160. It's juicy, but the money line is at plus 150. Something to consider taking the Rangers on the money line for a little bit of a flyer to win game 6, and see what happens. But to win the cup, it's again, if you're putting down, if you have a little bit of scratch off money, like a couple bucks on you, it's worth it. It's worth it right now. I mean, the odds are insane. I mean, you could probably get them really high up at the moment. I don't have the odds on me right now, but real quick, I could probably, let me find that for you guys real fast now that I have it up. But it's team futures. So yeah, so plus 1,500 right now for the Rangers to win the cup. Definitely something to consider. That's why, I mean, it's worth it. Plus 1,500. Rangers could absolutely steal game 6, and you could be well back into the noise here. But I do feel like, this is something that, definitely put a couple bucks on for sure. But I do like to hedge a little bit. And Rangers at plus 150 could be solid. But like I said, it's just, I just think Tampa's going to own this one. Yep. Jacob's daddy. Yep. Absolutely, my man. Yep. 3-2. You weren't off at all. You were not off at all. So, and, it's good to hear that. It's good. So that's good. Good for you. And Shesterkin coming down to earth a little bit, giving up, 2 in game 1, 2 in game 2 in game 1, 2 in game 2, 2 in game 3, and 4. Obviously didn't help with an empty netter, but I mean, he's still playing okay. And trust me, those Igor chants are going to be flying at the Amelie Arena tomorrow night. So something to something to look forward to, those Bolts fans out there. So it really is something. So, and Avs will be home. All right, Avs will be having home ice. So regardless, that altitude is going to be difficult. I mean, Edmonton, they got swept, but you got to get used to it. You just got to get used to the air out there. I mean, I know it's difficult. I've been out there multiple times. It is tough. Take a walk on your day one just to get used and acclimated to it. But these are professional athletes. They've been there numerous times. They know how it is. You can't really blame the altitude for that reasoning. I mean, these guys, like I said, play professionally. I mean, in all major sports, baseball, you have the Rockies, basketball, you have the Nuggets. Football, you have the Broncos. I mean, everybody goes to Colorado and Denver. I mean, just it's nothing new. It's just nothing new. So, all right, let me get to you guys. Jack, wow, this is a bold prediction going the next season. Jack Eichel winning the MVP next year. Put your money where your mouth is right now, because that is a solid bet. And as long as they do get it out at some point, I know they will, probably in the off season, but again, I love taking flyers on these players that are kind of need to bounce back. Eichel's one of them. Can he do it? It's very possible. I know he's due. He absolutely is due. So that's how I'm feeling there. THPN, like I said earlier, and chime on in. The Hockey Podcast Network. Hop on in. Give me your best bets, what you want me to talk about. As we head into Game 6 tomorrow night, Lightning and the Rangers at the Amelie Arena. We could talk absolutely more. I could talk all day about this game. So, Vassy under 1.5 goals in Game 6. I think Vassy has a shutout. You heard it here first. Closing games, He's lights out. And just, like I said, besides game one, I mean, he's been pretty much on point. Game two, he gave up 3 goals, but 2 and 1. And then, I just feel like, and another 1-goal game. So, I mean, 4 goals, four goals in the last 3 games, I just think it's well worth it. Put out a shutout. And that's my bold prediction for game 6. Lightning post a shutout. Vasi is a shutout. Bolts go on to the Stanley Cup for playing for their 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup finals. That's how I feel. Definitely worth a shot there, Cody. I like that bet a lot. You have to imagine they're ready to rock and roll. City Life. Hey, Pete, how you doing? City, I hope you're doing good out there too, my man. It's another weekend. Again, another weekend. Again, you can't. Rangers did play. They did play well last night. They did. There's nothing you could do. Just, Tampa's 5-on-5 hockey, like I said earlier, is just phenomenal. They're good. They're good at what they do. I mean, short and sweet. And Jacob's daddy, that's a phenomenal name. I love that. So, I mean, Vegas win the cup. Vegas is due for a bounce back. They are. They're due for a bounce back next year. I think they make the playoffs next year. No doubt in my mind. And I do think they make a good cup run as long as they get their head straight. It was, of course, they have a bad taste in their mouth after what happened during the season, but I think they bounce back, and I think they get back to the promised land. I really do. That's a good take. Donnell, yeah, the 1v8 playoff format, that's a good question. Like, that's just so, that's just so old school. I'm used to that 1v8s, and just like, and that format is so much better. I agree. I mean, that's how I grew up watching sports. Hockey particularly as well. I mean, you love to see, and who they're going to be playing in the next round. I do like that. Peanut butter, yes, it's delicious. I put that on my sandwiches sometimes. I mean, it's good protein too, by the way, if you like that stuff. All right, let's get down in the dirty here. Post-show coffee, City Life. Thank you. Yeah, you know what? I'll go to Dunkin' Donuts right after this and get myself a nice iced coffee. That's what I like to do. It's hot in the Northeast area where I live, so nice iced coffee for this afternoon would be nice. I'm already rowdy. I had a couple cups this morning. Baby's sleeping in the room now. I'm doing this show live. I love it. What better way to kick off a weekend, really? And this whole weekend I'll be at the beach. So listen, I'll be kicking my feet in the sand and giving you guys video clips for Saturday's best bets. How about that for a change? That'll be nice. That would be nice for you all. All right. As versus Tampa, that is a bold prediction as well. I mean, I want to get to all your guys' questions before I talk. I mean, listen, it's going to be the rust could be real. The rust could be real for the Avalanche, and Tampa could walk in here because no one was giving them a fighting chance to get back to the Cup Finals again and to win 3 straight. I mean, no one was giving them a chance whatsoever. And here you go. I mean, it's a prime example. Yeah, Lightning could absolutely, if they do win, let's say they go to Colorado, I think they could steal game 1. I mean, listen, they're just hearing all this chatter like, hey, no one's giving us a chance to win the cup again, but we're going to do it, whether you hate us or not, because all they do have is haters out there. People do not like the Tampa Bay Lightning because they are that good, and perhaps they win another cup. I mean, that's just how it is. This is how damn good this Tampa Bay team is. Kucherov, anytime goal scorer in game 6. I like that a lot. Try and get to you guys as fast as I can. I mean, the Coyote Stadium, of course, the area looks great. I mean, I've been to Arizona multiple times, but it's just, that's just how it is for Arizona for the time being. Like I said, I mean, I agree. I mean, like I said, get back to the original. The original format, yes, Minnesota fans, I know. Well, listen, you're a Minnesota fan. At least you made the playoffs. I'm a Flyers fan. I have no playoffs coming anytime soon. Okay, so I'm gonna have to live and buy it. So yeah, well, it's unfortunate that you have crappy rain out there, crappy weather. But summer's ahead of us. Hopefully, you guys get some hot weather out there. Time will tell. Question I've been waiting for. Does Philly land Johnny Gaudreau? Well, listen, I'll be honest with you. Johnny Gaudreau lives about 15 minutes south of me, okay? He plays hockey at Hollydale Ice Rink that is literally 2 blocks away from me, where he plays his summer hockey, which I go, and I do see him on occasion. I hope so. it'd be nice to ink him up. But this Flyers team is so bad that I feel like I don't want to say it's going to hurt his stock. It could boost them. It could boost us big time. But this team's not anywhere close to going to the playoffs anytime soon. They have a lot of changes ever since they got rid of Mike Richards and Jeff Carter. That team just got decimated big time, and it's just unfortunate how this team has been lately. It's tough, but I hope so. I just think that the Flames would be dumb to get rid of him, and I think they'll pay him because he is that darn good. So I hope he does come to Philly, but my gut's saying no. I don't want to get my hopes up. But hey, I'll be seeing him in the offseason because I usually do. I'll let you guys know. All right, let's see here. Yep, I couldn't agree more. Let's see. Yeah, well, Jackets, they weren't supposed to sweep Tampa, and they did. And that's what woke up this Tampa team, I feel like. And it's just how it is. But hey, kudos to the Jackets for doing that. Let's see, a couple of questions here. I will get to the draft like later on, but since this is bringing up, do you think the Devils stay at the number 2 pick? I mean, a lot of don't like listen. I had a Devils Cup future for like plus 6,500, plus 70, plus 6,500 or 70 to 1, 65 to 1. It was a small ticket, $25. It was nothing crazy. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but it's worth a shot. This team showed signs, but then they declined. So it depends who they get in return. They'll be aggressive. It's possible they trade it for a great player and see what happens from there. But it's too early to tell. Yes, and the draft is coming very, very soon. So that'll be something for me to save for the next show. And I'll give you guys a preseason rankings, preseason drafts, who I think who's going to go where, possible trades, how I feel like moving up, or like this Devils pick here. What's going to happen? Will they take 2, or will they trade for a player who they could very well help out for this Devils team? All right. Now, I recapped last night. Now, let's go to this real quick. Avalanche are resting peacefully. Yes, they are. Key Avalanche players take maintenance day as team preps for the Stanley Cup Finals. Now, they were taking their time off. A couple big names were missing from the ice on their practice yesterday. So Landeskog took a little break. Devon Toews, Josh Manson, and Burakovsky, just to name a few. No need for concern. Like, these guys are going to have a little bit time, a little while to get back on the ice. Take some time off, relax, rest up, go to the spa, get a nice massage, whatever it takes. But little maintenance day, they're resting up and wait. Now you got to think about Kadri and Cogliano. I mean, a hand injury and then a thumb injury for Kadri. They went successful surgery from what I'm hearing, but they haven't been ruled out of the final yet, whenever that may be. But the time off could just be the window that they need to get back to health. I mean, Kadri's been playing lights out. I mean, his shots on goal has been cashing out all the time. I mean, he's the one that, if you want to bet on an Avalanche shot on goal prop, Kadri's been lights out, cashing that out for all you guys out there. And unfortunately, I haven't bid on that yet. But JT Compher, like I said, a little bit of rest. A lot of these guys need rest. Take some time, get mentally focused, refresh your minds a little bit, and just focus on the next goal. And listen, you're in the Stanley Cup Finals. Just take it one day at a time. Some preparations back and forth. They actually, it's funny because from what I'm seeing and from what I read from the Avs, well, not only are they resting, but they're having some fun. Laser tag going on, wall climbing, just don't get hurt. Video games, of course. They're keeping themselves occupied and mentally stable. As they await the winner of this game, the series between the Rangers and the Bolts. But then when they go to work, they go to work. But this is exactly what they need here, and a little refreshment, I should say. So they are resting very much peacefully. And listen, Francois, on the other hand, for this Avs team, he earned a spot in the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since 2001. So Francois was in net for the rest of the series, of course, because Kemper got hurt. But he earned a spot for the Avs in the Stanley Cup Final for the first time since 2001. It's remarkable. Tough decision, but listen, he's playing well. he shut down that high explosive offense from the Oilers that disappeared all series. Besides maybe game one, but it's just it's nice to see. You feel for those guys. This is exactly what you want to see. So that's cool to see. So all in all, Avalanche are resting peacefully. And like I said, this is Pete's Power Plays live on World Hockey Report. I'm your host, Philly Pete, and this is the June 10th edition, 2022. We're getting to the nitty gritty of the NHL. Just wait. This was just pretty much my kickoff to World Hockey Report. Glad to be a part of such amazing group there. Great guys. I love them all. So happy to be part of this team as we go on to the future, and a lot of great things ahead. So this is a nice little kickstart. Wait till the next season where I'm going to be talking, those Tuesday night games where we have 15 games on a Tuesday, 15 games on a Thursday. Those are going to be the fun nights. I cannot wait to talk about that in the future. So something to think about. But again, hit up SeatGeek, will you? Use that promo code WHR at checkout. You'll save $20 on your first purchase of tickets. Once again, SeatGeek, promo code WHR, as in World Hockey Report. It'll save you $20 on your first purchase. Check it out today. Go ahead, get some seats. Go check out a game with your wife, whatever it may be. Check it out. Simple as that. SeatGeek, WHR, and you'll save $20. Short and sweet. So any bets for the weekend? Oh, yeah, like I said, one bet, something that you like. I know I did a couple for you guys, but definitely something to look at. And and I appreciate it. It's good. And I'm looking forward to the future for you guys. Vegas has the 9th pick. Yes, I do. This could only go up for the Vegas Golden Knights. Knights fans out there have to be ready to rock and roll. And I do think, like I said, I do think they bounce back, and I do think they make it to the playoffs. Then to win the cup. I cannot wait until I see these odds next year. I mean, it'll be something to consider. I do love making future bets. That's something in the late summer where I'm like, okay, season's almost started. I'm gonna take a couple. I'll be honest here. I took the Kraken to win the cup this year. I took the Blackhawks to win the cup this year. These are all personal bets for like $25. Nothing crazy. I'm not laying $100 down or anything like that. But these are just small little bets that I know. You know what? Devils, like I said, just to take a long shot for. My longest shot was actually a client play. It was a client Stanley Cup future, and it was the Dallas Stars at 36-1. Something. Again, a team that has been very successful in the playoffs, a team that just went to the Stanley Cup Finals not too long ago, only to lose to the beloved Tampa Bay Lightning. But at 36-1, it was great odds. I like who they have. They kept most of their players, and I do appreciate the Dallas Stars team. A lot of people think they're boring. They don't score, but it's just at 36-1, I couldn't say no. And we were almost there. You were almost there, but that it's just unfortunately didn't cash out for us. But I like to do some dark horse Stanley Cup futures and take those odds at small money because it's a low risk but a high reward. Those that love money, it's worth a shot. So it's okay. It's all good. We've been cashing out. Like I said, clients of mine cashed out the last 3 Stanley Cup futures. Unfortunately, this year, we had the Edmonton Oilers to win the cup at 28-1. And that looked pretty good as well. So we were sitting on that, but unfortunately, it just wasn't the time for them. So now they're just waiting for that Avs Bolts Cup matchup at +120 and see how that goes. Listen, thanks, Cody. I appreciate it so much. I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I love it. I love being part of this group here. And like I said, this is just the beginning of a good future with World Hockey Report with Philly Pete here. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to rock and roll. I love doing this. I love interacting with you guys. I love doing my clips with you guys. Wherever I may be, I'm going to try and change it up every day when we have hockey. Just I was in my daughter's nursery yesterday, giving you guys the picks. I was in my bedroom the other night. I was in the basement. I was with the Moon Man in my basement, hanging up. It's just to change it up. Just to change it up. They don't really see on Twitter right now. But I appreciate that as well. City Life Project. I appreciate you guys as well. You guys are great, and I can't wait. I can't wait to strive forward and see everything. The best things are ahead of us. I cannot wait. I really can't wait. All right, let's get to the Game 6 where all you guys been waiting for. Rangers, Lightning, Game 6, best bets, preview, and much more. All right, so let me get into that real fast for you guys. All right. Stats. Here we go. Let's kick it off. The New York Rangers, Tampa Bay Lightning, Game 6 at the Amalie Arena tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Of course, can the Bolts win 4 straight and head to the Stanley Cup Finals? Or will the Rangers say no, and will they get some goals scored, and will they head to a Game 7 at MSG? Over under, okay? Now, this is back and forth. You can see there's a lot of 5s. There's a lot of 5.5s. At 5 is at minus 140 currently. You can get over 5 spot at minus 140 or over 5.5 at plus 120. I don't like either of those. We haven't seen an over cash at all as of late. Game 1 was the only over that we hit. Okay, that was the only over that hit. The past 4 or 5 games have been under, and I'm on the under again. I mean, it's just, especially in Game 6. Now, it's very possible that, hey, listen, if the Lightning are up, 2-1, 3-1 during the course of the game here, it's highly possible. It's highly possible that Shesty gets pulled, and with 5-6 minutes left in the game, and they score 2 more goals, and the over 5.5 cashes out at plus odds. You don't want to see that at all. But again, just the way that the Lightning have been playing as of late, and the under has been cashing out. Like, don't get me wrong, you have to say that the under is the play right here. Under 5.5 for sure. And now listen, at DraftKings at minus 140, under 5's at plus 125. Okay, under 5 at plus 125 is very, very good. Worst case, you push, because we have seen a couple 5-goal totals as of late. But if you're going to pay a little bit of juice, it's going to be on that under 5.5. And I do like that a lot. And I think we get there again because, like I said, the last 5 games have been under. We've been seeing under trends all series, okay, for the most part. And I don't think it ends. I don't. Especially in Tampa. So under 5.5 and minus 140 currently is where it sits. I'm on that. I like the under there again. I truly, truly do. But let me read you guys the stats. Tampa is opening. Well, here's the thing. I'm showing minus 185 on covers from what I'm reading off of currently. However, DraftKings BetMGM has minus 170. So it's juicy. It's a very juicy price here. Regulation, you can get a little bit cheaper at minus 105. Them to win in regulation, it does not count overtime. Those that are curious of how that works. Only in regulation. They have to win into the 3rd period. If it goes to OT, it's a loser. That's why the juice is back to even, because that's just how this bet works. Tampa, regulation at minus 105. The money line at minus 170. Make sure you go to DraftKings because, like I said, from what I'm seeing here, it's minus 185 on a couple other books, but DraftKings has minus 170. Still juicy, but I still think they get it done. The Rangers coming at plus 160, which is accurate because that's what I have across the books right now. So I have plus 160 on the money line. DraftKings, BetMGM, covers, I'm seeing all at plus 160, plus 155. That's where I'm seeing everywhere across the board. A little bit of line movement. So they opened up here at minus 175, and like I said, and just as I said that, DraftKings just updated from minus 170 to minus 180 just now. Just updated right now. It just flashed at me. The line just moved 10 more cents towards Tampa. So accurate. It went from minus 170 literally 30 seconds ago to minus 180. Rangers are now at plus 155 to plus 160. So that still stays, but a little bit more movement on Tampa. Minus 180 now. It's insane how that just changed like 10 seconds ago. While I was just telling you guys about minus 170. Crazy. Okay. Let's get to the basics here. Let's get to the basics here. Tampa at home is 33-9-2. Lights out. However, the 22-26 at home covering the puck line. And like I said, lately, a few games this series, we did see a 1-goal game. Okay, we did. But however, in their last 10 home games, they are 1-9 with the overs. Big time, heavily trend on the under for the Lightning. 1-9 in their last 10 games at home when it comes to the over. So the under, as we reverse it, is 9-1 in their last 10 home games. Again, something to consider here. This is an elimination game. We know how Vasilevsky is. I think he posted a shutout. Him to give up Over under 1.5 goals. I will definitely take the under for sure. For Vasi to have that, even a shutout too. I mean, which you can still get incredible odds at. But 9-1 in the last 10 home games on the under for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Rangers again plus 155 to plus 160. If you're feeling that way, the puck line is at minus 170 now for plus 1.5 if you're favoring the Rangers. 27, 20, and 3 on the road this year. 27 and 23 on the road covering the puck line, and 3 and 7 in their last 10 away games on the over. So, like I said, let's reverse that. 7 and 3 in their last 10 unders are on the road. So, between the two, you're looking at 16 and 4 combined. Last 20 when it comes to the unders. So, let's get to some statistics. As we all know, that's an under trend. It's pretty simple. So under 5.5 at minus 140. It looks like some books are showing minus 135, but it looks like the majority is at minus 140. So minus 140 is juicy, but I do like the under 5.5 there. And like I said, and on top of this, 80% of the public money is riding high on the Bolts to win Game 6 and to advance to the Stanley Cup Final. So, and to be exact, it's 82%. So there you go. 82% of the public money consensus on the Bolts to advance. Makes a lot of sense here. A lot of people probably going to take the Bolts as well. And we're getting suckered into that, of course, because I do feel that way. I do. So, in conclusion here, before I head off for the weekend, let's do it. Tampa Bay under 5.5 at minus 140. And I will do a clip on Saturday if I find some time, if I'm at the beach or if I'm at the pool down the shore. I will find some time to give that out to you guys. Prior to puck drop, of course, hopefully around like 2 o'clock, around 2 o'clock my time, and you guys out there in the out west, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, try and get that out to you. But I might even add on a few props. I really do. So under 5.5 at minus 140, that is a play for me already. And you know what? Tampa in regulation at minus 105, that looks pretty good to me as well. Again, I think they do take care of business here. I don't think they need overtime. I don't, but it's a good number. If you don't want to lay the minus 180, them in regulation at minus 105 is a good counter as well. Player props. When you look at this, and we're gonna keep riding high with this because these are fun. These are fun. Now they don't have shots on goal yet, which I'm kind of surprised with. So they'll probably come out with that tomorrow. So I will give that. So I'll have to wait till Saturday to give you guys some props that I like. But if you're looking at if you're looking at a couple points here, Kucherov over 1.5 points at plus 155. I mean, this is gonna be a tough game. I do think this is gonna be another tough game like we saw the past couple of games here. Low scoring affairs. It could be a 2-1 final for all we know. 3-1 final for all we know. Maybe even another 3-2 final. But if we get that under 5.5, I'll be happy. And listen, if the Bolts win in regulation at minus 105, I'll be happy there as well. I still like the money line at minus 180. I know it's a lot of juice. But if you're more of a money line bettor and you like that and you feel more comfortable, I'd go that route, maybe for a half a unit. Again, it's too much juice for me to lay for a Game 6. That's why I like the regulation price a little bit better. Or, now this could come in handy. This could be a little bonus play. Bolts puck line minus 1.5 at plus 160. You can get that anywhere between plus 150 and plus 160 currently. Something to consider. Again, if the Bolts are up 2-1, late third, goalie's getting pulled, you can see a couple empty netters, and they cash that. Definitely a nice bonus play for feeling that way. You put a half a unit down on the plus 160, and you cash out. Regardless, you cash out a good number there. So something to consider there as well. But Saturday, I'll give you guys some props. I'm looking into some Kucherov shots over. You can look at that shots on goal over 3.5 for Kuch. Probably at plus 130 again before it moves. So I want to try and get that out for you guys. Maybe as a Zibanejad shot on goal. He was cashing out all series until last night. So I think he bounces back. You're going to see a lot of desperate players looking for shots. So that's how I feel about this game number 6. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of time. And listen, follow me at The Real Pete Tooch. If you search up Philly Pete, I'm probably the only guy there. Reach out to me, DM me with some questions. I'm still taking on clients for the playoffs. $15 for the rest of the NHL playoffs. But if you do that, there's always a catch. I will add you on to my 2022-2023 NHL season, which includes playoffs, which includes futures, season total points, and Stanley Cup futures at a discounted price of $100 off. So, reach out to me if you're interested. That's it. Let me know. But this is Philly Pete signing off. Once again, hit up SeatGeek, use that promo code WHR, and you'll save $20 on your first purchase of tickets. Hope you all have a great weekend, and look for a video clip tomorrow, which I will give you guys some player props on top of the plays that we mentioned here tonight. So have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and let's cash out some more pucks. I'll tell you guys later.